Alright, what's up party people? Welcome everybody. Just getting set up here if you're just joining us now. Okay, so I honestly don't really have anything different planned for today in terms of the build. So today we're still using Claw Relic and Shiro and all Berserker stats. Might consider trying dropping a touch of crit and going Mistburn Relic with Demon Stance. Go down to, just under crit cap. So maybe this is Berserker, change the ring. Maybe something like that, maybe I'll do this on Dragon as well. Just F it. Might try this. Similar power levels, but you crit cap, and you don't have to use Shiro or worry about the CC rotation. It's definitely less damage though. But for now, I want to see how hard I can hit all my abilities. So I just kind of want to see what the theoretical max is right now on just on average. So I think you lose about 60 power. You gain like a little bit of ferocity. It's like around 8% ferocity, which is really not much. And basically, you're trading that off for the. Well, you have a higher crit. You're closer to crit cap, so a little bit more consistent, but you're losing the 7%. 7% relic has high uptime, so that's kind of a big one. But of course, missing a big crit could be a big deal. But the problem is that Vindicator has a lot of small hits. Or Revenant in general has a class all about multi hits. We're not like Berserker where we hit like a big fat hit. So, crit cap is really not as big a deal on Vindicator as Berserker in my opinion, but, I'm not a Berserker main anymore. I used to crit cap on my Zerger build because if I didn't hit a crit on my, if I didn't hit a crit on your Primal Greatsword, you would just rage, literally. It's like hitting with a noodle. Alright, let's gather on Greenville. Alright, let's see. Looks like my guild is getting ready to get together. Double check the quality on the stream. Make sure it looks good. Yeah, we're good. Alright. I was about to message for an invite. Got it insta. You read my mind. Okay, so anything interesting I want to talk about while I have a minute with you guys? There's usually a lot of people who check out at least the beginning of these streams. Honestly, no. I don't really have anything really crazy I want to talk about. I guess I could talk about spell queuing a bit. Something I've been thinking about. Something that I do a lot is that when I'm dodging, I'm queuing up my next ability. And I'm not sure if that is like really obvious to people or not. So if I'm like gonna do a melee, if I'm gonna go into melee, I dodge and then I'm queuing up my Spear 3, like in a retreat. Or I dodge and I queue up my Nomad's Advance in a retreat. Or you dodge and you can even queue up your Reaver's Rage so that you get your you get a stack of stability as soon as your evade frames are over, and then on top of that you're pulsing out a Daze, which gives you another stack. So anyways, the reason I bring that up is because you can do stuff like Nomad's Advance, Battle Dance as like kind of like an entry combo. And you can queue up Battle Dance as another one of those evade frames that you can like play with. So I don't know, it's hard to explain, I think. It's just one of those things you learn as you play a lot of Vindicator, I guess. But yeah, Nomad's Advance and then switching into the blue, and then or another one is being in blue. So you can like Nomad's Advance and you're doing your burst, and then you can use your blue whenever you're ready to burst again. What I really like to do is to Nomads or Battle Dance backwards and Greatsword 3 back in and hit a big spike, because you have your resist. Or if you wait long enough to do this combo where you have your energy meld plus alliance tactics, you can this is a little more involved, but you can Battle Dance, switch Nomad's Advance, or sorry, Greatsword 3, Greatsword 2, and Reaver's Rage, and that gives you stability and resistance inside of a burst. It's kind of hard to stop it if you do it fast. So it'd be like this, something like that. Hopefully you have more energy stored up, because it costs 55 energy to do that, at least. Oh, looks like we're going somewhere else. Where are we going? Going to Red Beal? Alright. Let me join my guild Discord so I'm like paying attention. Alright, here we go. Okay. I don't know if I really had much more to say about that, really, but just some food for thought. It's kind of the thing that I like about Vindicator a lot, is that you have all these like branching skill trees in combat you can choose. So it always feels like I always have a lot of options, which is cool. Hey Landon, I'm sorry to hear that, man. That's tough, dude. Hopefully things get better, man. Hopefully you're taking it easy on yourself. Get your mind off of that. Alright. Getting here with the Bolt Gang. That's tough, man. I've had to do that too. It's never easy. Just remember that anytime you lose anybody in your life, you always carry the lessons they taught you and the good memories along with you, inside you. So in a way, they always live along in your life. The best thing you can do is honor the people that you care about in your life by living in a way that they would appreciate. That's a lesson I learned a long time ago, actually. It's been a while now. Let's see. What do we got today? We have a Spectre. We got some Chronos. Cool, cool. All right. I think we're getting our group together. I guess only have 3 lines. We're kind of little today. Honestly, I think on Mondays we're kind of small. All right. Sorry, our guild's chatting it up, trying to keep up with what they're talking about. Ooh, we got some more folks that I recognize. Ooh, okay. I think we're dropping some food. Might be going demon strips tonight, I think. I don't think we have enough. In fact, I will. Since we're gonna go demon stance today, I'll do what I mentioned earlier. I will go Mistburn Relic, and I will add a couple of Dragon's Pieces just to drop a touch of crit here. That way I don't overcap my crit, and I don't worry so much about getting the CC uptime. I mean, let me think. The biggest weakness isn't Greatsword. Let's do a couple pulls before I do that. So what am I doing? All these 3 go dragon? Okay. Alright. Let's do a couple where we're claw with demon and see how bad the uptime is. I'll try not to like overthink it. You know, just go naturally through my rotation in the fight. And then I'll check the uptime here on the buff meter. If it's good, I don't know, I might consider keeping it. If it's bad, I'll just go back. I can even go Thief Relic, honestly. Or actually, you know what? Let's just, what am I even doing? I got Eagle Relic. Let's just do Eagle Relic. It's a ghost town. Anybody actually here? It's the answer. Okay, we need to switch this to assassins so my crit isn't like terribly low. So just assassins on the back piece today. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. Alright, switching maps. I'm still doing this at war track? I am. Another power Vindicator, homie. Love the Vindy gamers. Good coin. Some coinies. Is there any cool stuff on the? Oh, have you guys seen these boots, man? These boots are so cool. If you guys ever seen My Hero Academia, this remind me of Ida. Ida's shoes. Engine. So cool. I kind of want them almost. Is that crazy? Explosive turbo greaves. I kind of like them, actually. 400 gems for that, though. How much gold is that for me to get? 185. That's like 140 gold. I might get it. I actually might get that. Okay. Incoming. Very messy for me. Couldn't get on the stairs. Interesting. Got a spinal shiverist. Yeah, I wish I was Shiro real bad right now. $10K. Juicy. Juicy little instant cast. Oh, I had to do all of that. Oh man. Okay. Well. Alright, that was a pretty long fight. It's kind of weird because it's not a real Zerg v Zerg, so we didn't really get any, didn't really get a great, test of damage here. All right. It's over, Anakin. We have the higher ground. All right. Lost so many people there. Oh, wow. That was amazing. That was actually awesome. Holy shit, that was awesome as hell. Holy shit. Yes. Holy fuck, man, that was awesome. All right. Yeah, I'm here. Holy moly. All right. Almost one-shot that guy. 11k. Hey Wolf, good to see you. What team am I on? Today I am on Rawls Rest. Rawls Rest Red. Nice. What game is this? This is a game called Guild Wars 2, my friend. Feast your eyes. It's an MMO, action RPG combat. Right now what you're watching is a PvP game mode. It's an open world PvP mode where there's these 4 maps. 3 teams, red versus blue versus green. Each one of these is the home of one of the colors. And then in the Eternal Battlegrounds, you have the 3 colors fighting for the dominance in the middle, pretty much. So we're fighting over keeps and towers and stuff like that, basically castle sieging and stuff like that. But mainly we're just trying to fight each other. That kind of deal. All right, let's follow the group. They're stacked inside there. Did I miss any like big crits there that I cared about? I don't think I did. Hey Archie, you inspired me to try some Untamed. Ooh, love it. Love hearing some Untamed success stories. How are you enjoying it? Having any issues? Any questions? Feel free to ask, man. I spent a good bit of time on there, on that Untamed. I'm really only familiar with the Mace and Spear variants of the 2 builds, but I'm not sure if there's some new stuff out there. I don't think so though. I'm pretty sure everybody's still going Spear Mace. Or sorry, Spear Hammer. Is this a Zerker set? Yes, it is. Full glass cannon. You love it. Feel tanky. Yeah, man. Untamed, you have so much health just because you're a ranger, and then you have so much damage reduction from the elite, plus the heal skill giving you a damage immunity. It's just like, I don't know, so fun to play. I go full Berserker on my Untamed, but I recommend starting as with Marauder until you get like a feel for it, because you get stuck in the middle of melee a lot if you're figuring it out. But yeah, somebody asked, this is full Berserker. I have a 1359 power, 983 precision, and 960 ferocity. I'm using a Eagle Relic and Spear Greatsword with Cruelty Force and Hydro Energy. Pretty much as glass cannon as you can go on Vindy. I definitely didn't get supply. Other building count as a rare. Okay. Hey guys, if you guys don't mind, I'm gonna have to ask you guys to consider hitting a like on the stream if you're having fun, and consider hitting a sub on the channel. You lovely VOD enjoyers or live viewers, both of you. I don't have any supply. I don't know why I keep trying to press on that. Oh. I'm having a relaxed day today, honestly. I'm chilling. This music is not really matching my vibe anyway, but I don't want to go to the other place I was playing because it's a little too low energy. I was like kind of falling asleep. No problem if you're already subbed. Just no problem at all. Appreciate you. Can't help build this, sorry. Rev Enjoyer. I'll be honest, I feel like if you're a Rev main, you're eating pretty good. Because if you think about it, if you think about Revenant, you have really great Condi builds, you have really great power builds, you have quick DPS for PvE, you've got a lack DPS, you have a lack healer with Vindicator, you have full-blown healer for World for World, for Vindicator. I mean, you got everything on Rev, man. You got a lot. You have a lot of build diversity on Rev. There. Bottom stairs. I don't want to go burst that guy, should I? Nah, I won't do it. I will not do it. I will not troll. I was gonna say, if you're losing interest in Revman, consider trying, you know, like, well, consider trying your some other classes and come back to it. You know, try Untamed, try, you know, whatever kind of build you're trying to play. Can hit re-enter. Okay. All right, get back into it. Okay, that'll do it for him. What's up, Bratislav? Good to see you, man. There's no chance they come here, right? Surprise! Destroy. That's a clip right there. Hello, YouTube. Goodbye. That was an instant erase. I kind of want to watch that replay. Hold on, I gotta see that again. That was insane damage. Those are literally erased from the server. Yeah. Let's see. Holy shit. That was insane damage. Holy. Dude, they had no chance. I literally one-shot him. Holy shit, what was that Jade Winds hit? Hold on, I hit somebody for an 11k Jade Winds in that, I think. What the fuck? I actually gotta look at that on stream. 11.6k Jade Winds. Holy shit. Am I on TikTok? What's the deal with the screen? No, Radislav, I have 2 streams. I stream on mobile and desktop size. You're watching the mobile stream. If you want to look at the full quality, you can click on my channel and go under the live tab, and there you'll see a second stream on YouTube. The reason that you see that is because mobile streams get a different feed than the regular streams on YouTube. So this way I attract, you know, casual mobile viewers who are swiping around them. This video might get requested to them or whatever, algorithmed, suggested. And then the full size is for my YouTube videos and for anybody who wants to watch, obviously, in full size. Wait, let me actually pull this up full size. You know, that's the thing, yeah. Yeah, if you're ever swiping around on YouTube and you see like a live stream on your mobile phone, that's a different, they're multi-streaming. They're actually sending 2 different live feeds to YouTube so that shows up there on your phone. It's kind of dumb, but I was going to have the clip. Hold on. Port. Energy meld. J wins. 11k for this poor bastard. Dodge. Weapon swap. Great sword for a 10k. Holy shit. Yeah, they had no chance. That's actually crazy. That was actually insane. Jade wins, it's hard, man. Lavi was right. I think it was Lavi that was telling me about this build. I hope I'm not misremembering that, but whoever suggested me to try this build, they were cracked, man. This build is insane. It is ridiculous damage. You provide like no utility. You're basically like a Berserker. You have a little CC, I guess, but I tried Berserker armor Reaper last night. Nice. Wait, 40k in 2 minutes. Oh, you mean like 40k DPS? Reaper's pretty easy, I think. Oh, are you talking about World v World Reaper? Oh, World v World Reaper is harder. It's dog. Yeah. I think Reaper requires really good supports, sadly, and Vindicator requires you to be able to like execute. So I don't know. If I was playing Reaper, I would play more. I would play safer. I feel like I don't have enough movement skills and stuff. Like I have so many tools on Vindicator, and I'm not really sacrificing a lot. But on Reaper, you have like what? You have your Shroud, which leaps you forward. Shroud 2. You have one ability that gives you stab, and one of your stun breaks is kind of shit. But when you play Vindicator, you have a good stun break. You have a legend swap into stun break. You've got, I mean, you can choose to, you know, go Jalis or Demon for strips. You can go Shiro just for straight up damage. I don't know. It's hard to compare with other DPS classes. I'm thinking that Vindicator is going way higher and Necro is going lower on my old tier list that I did. You joined a random Zerg last night, so it was not coordinated. Yeah, Reaper is harder to play in those kinds of situations. Reaper feels good when the sustain is good. When the sustain is on point, Reaper's really fun, and you do really good numbers, and you have good strips. But the problem is that if you don't have that like level of, I don't know, I don't want to say the word stability, but if you don't have that like stability, that healing, that like cushion, that padding from your Zerg, and you're not in melee a lot, Reaper feels bad. At least that was my experience. You played Condi Soul Beast? Yeah. Well, Radoslav, unfortunately, the Condi is not really good in large scale. You have to have an entire Zerg kind of coordinating, all being a Condi build, for Condi to work out well. And the reason that is because I don't remember if these numbers are correct, but I remember somebody mentioning that each heal support cleanses about 1.7 players worth of conditions that you output. So that means that it takes, like, for every 2 healers, it takes 3 Condi builds to match up with how much Condi they output. So long story short, you know, long nerdy answer short, there is just too much passive cleansing going on in large scale groups for Condi to work. Condi relies on you loading up them with Condi, and then you know, getting some CC. And honestly, it's possible that Condi could work if a whole Zerg is trying to play all Condi builds or something like that. Yeah, it's definitely a 1v1 build. It's like a roaming build. It's like for, you know, going and taking camps in small scale, like up to 5 targets, up to 5 man, I'd say. Any Condi build really doesn't work after 5 targets, in my opinion. Like, they can work, but it's just more coordination. Power is usually easier to play. I shouldn't say easier to play, because it's actually not true. It's not easier to play. It's just easier to burst down people, so it's just more popular. I do believe that it is possible to play a Condi Zerg, and you do well. I just have never really tried it. Our group has never really tried it, at least not since Celestial was nerfed. That was a while ago. It's been some months now. You're lacking space? Well, what kind of build are you trying to play, Radoslav? What's your goal? You want to play like large scale? You want to be useful in Zerg? You want to be... I mean, it sounds like you're trying to like run with your guild, right? So, honestly, if you're playing Ranger, I would probably advise you to try playing Untamed or Soul Beast. Power Soul Beast is a build that is playable. It is on metabattle.com. There is a build on there. It's not as popular as Untamed. Untamed is more popular. Probably stronger too. Not by much though. Probably quite close. Alright, you like group fights? Alright, so if you want to be useful in group fights, there are a couple of ways you can be useful. On Ranger, you can be useful by, you know, bombing, by doing good DPS, you know, and so being survivable. So, in my opinion, you probably are looking at like Power Soul Beast or Power Untamed. Or if you're looking for a more support-oriented playstyle, I would probably suggest Heal Druid. Those 3 builds are very good. 3 different distinct playstyles. Support for Druid. You have like a petless Ranger with Soul Beast, as you already are aware, and then with Untamed, How do you even describe that playstyle for Untamed? It's kind of hard. It's kind of bursty, very spiky. You like the druid, but it doesn't need maces. You only need one mace, and it's not really that important. As long as you have staff and warhorn, you can use anything else. It doesn't matter. Mace is nice, but it's not required. But it's a healing build, so it's druid is like one of the better healers too. Eve Q. So do you want to heal, or do you want to provide boons? Do you want to do damage? Do you want to do CC? Those are kind of all the, like, I don't know how do I say this, but these are all the archetypes, I guess. And also, are you strictly playing ranger only, or are you open to playing other things? Because there's a lot of fun builds out there, man. Hey Simic, good to see you, brother. Remy. Wahoo! Ooh, some action here. You can go to sleep? Oh, okay. Alright, brother. Not a problem. Alright. Grab into anything? Okay. So you want to build it as AoE damage, but you like healing in this game. Alright, so for healing, my favorite build is Druid. I have not played Heal Tempest, I have not played Heal Scrapper, I have played Heal Rev, but it's not my playstyle. Other people really like it. So if you're looking for supporting, those are the best healers. If you're looking for AoE damage, I would suggest... What would I suggest AoE damage for somebody trying to get into World of World? Well, the obvious answer to me is like Dragon Hunter, or... But my problem with Dragon Hunter is it has no ranged builds, no range damage. Berserker is okay, but I also don't really love... I also don't really love the range damage on Berserker, so maybe Spellbreaker? How do you feel about Spellbreaker? So Spellbreaker has a good build where you play Spear and Greatsword. And you use sigils that strip boons from enemies every time you strike from behind, and it procs really often. And every time you strip boons, it causes any allies near the enemy that you stripped to also lose one boon. So basically, you constantly are doing damage with Spear until you can get into melee with Greatsword, and then do a bunch of like melee Greatsword bursts. And it's pretty tanky, and in my opinion, pretty fun, pretty enjoyable to play. It just, in my opinion, doesn't have as high a skill cap as other DPSs, but it's more like a chill playstyle. Chill, very effective playstyle, good damage, good bursts, really high consistent damage. The burst spikes are not as high as other classes, but that's not why you're there. You're there just to be constantly draining the boons and constantly doing DPS. And then in terms of group utility, if you don't care just about stripping boons and doing damage, you have Winds of Disenchantment, which is a really good utility. You have a bit of you have access to the warrior banner as well on the elite, which is also a good utility. You can res your friends or finish downs on enemies. So you bought a different condition. You bought a different complete edition of the game, but you feel very limited by not having secrets. Oh right, you don't have spear. Okay, I see. So you're looking for the more core stuff. So you don't have weapon mastery and you don't have Janthier. A Dragon Hunter without spear is not great. So honestly, I would not recommend Dragon Hunter. Let's think. I would say Untamed is not fun to me without spear. Trying to finish that thought. Honestly, I like Vindicator, but I think Vindicator is a bit more on the advanced side. Vindicator, you don't need to have spear. You just need greatsword. You can use short bow or hammer, or probably hammer, I guess. Hammer, you can probably go hammer and greatsword on Vindicator and have fun, or you can go short bow renegade with. Well, no, I think you're right. You need spear on renegade. So Vindicator, you need an End of Dragons though. I'm not sure if you have that one. I don't remember, but I'd probably say, honestly, I'd probably say Soul Beast, Druid, Vindicator. I maybe even recommend Reaper. Because Reaper, you don't need any, like, you don't really need a lot of the new expansion stuff. The new spear is good and fun, but greatsword is good. You can just use like focus, axe focus. I don't know what else. I'm sure there's something else. You have EOD? Okay. So if you have EOD, then you have access to, so yeah, the list stands. And I'd probably, honestly, I'd probably say Power or Heal Vindicator if you like it. Reaper, or maybe a Scourge build if you like Scourge. Like if you like being like a dot master, kind of like, that's kind of what Scourge is about. It's gotta be something I'm missing, right? Hollow? Oh, maybe Hollow. Hollow is a fun build. Hollow, how am I forgetting about Hollow? Hollow Smith is also fun. I honestly am looking forward to getting into Hollow soon. Think what else is there? Something I'm missing? I'm gonna look at my oh, Scrapper. Scrapper is a good one. Scrapper, Hollow, Vindy. So Scrapper, Hollow, Vindy, Druid, and Soul Beast, all excellent options. Don't require the new expansions. Well, Chronomancer, but it's like a support build. It's like a support build that doesn't do any healing really, so I don't know. Chronomancer could be an option too if you like that. And then there might be Ellie builds that the light armor classes that I'm not so good on. So I feel like, what do you think? Maybe you can probably play some Ellie builds like Catalyst or something, Weaver. Alright. So you were mentioning that for Zerg in World of World, it's better to go power? Yeah, usually. And I'll explain why. The reason is because generally speaking, healing out, the amount of healing per, or sorry, cleansing per second, I keep saying the wrong metric. The amount of cleansing per second that healers have access to is generally higher than the amount of conditions that you can output. You have to have a large group of people who are coordinating, all being condition builds for it to work. So because of that, it's just not a very popular playstyle in World v. World. It's just easier to try to spike damage hits on enemy Zergs before the healers have a chance to, you know, use their healing abilities and stuff like that. So yeah, the support groups do run Condi, but really the Condi is just there for like CC, really. Like for example, in my group, I have a Condi Firebrand, so he's like mixed between heal and Condi, and then we probably have a couple of condition scourges in here who are more oriented towards strips and doing conditions and CC. So we have a couple of condition applicators in the Zerg, but it's just generally harder to coordinate burst damage. You kind of have to out tank the enemy and then grind them down with CC and strips and stuff like that, and it's honestly not a very fun playstyle, I think. Yeah, you sustain exactly. Yeah, Doc Strange is saying it exactly right. Jumping to the outside. All right. I definitely think it's possible to do a Condi build. It's just that you have to have a whole Zerg of people who are like trying to do it. Basically, it's an entire like strategy. You need to play a different way. You need to position a different way. You need to, I don't know, engage the enemy differently with Condi builds than power builds. So it's just less common, less popular. Oh, thank goodness Katie is here. I was wondering. My hair's returning gray. A new album for T Swift, huh? Ooh, we got a Swiftie in the house. $8K auto attack, holy crap. Holy smack. Girl is a big deal. How much have I gambled? I have not gambled. Are you talking about the ecto gambling thing? I had some people in my guild lose a bit. Lose 1,000 ectos and gain, I think, nothing. Holy shit, 16k. Right. Watch the guy gamble 2.5k ecto. Wow. Yeah, I'm not gambling, honestly. One of my guildmates made some gold, I think. I just don't really know how, to be honest. I don't know the specifics of what exactly was gained. I don't do the gambling, honestly. I just don't have enough. Not worth gambling, I think. Wow, this song is next for me. It's a little out there. Kill name. Enko's got 7 chacks. Damn, dude. 7. You got the 7 chack infusions? Oh, that's what it was, I think. It was an infusion. When dude spent $100 and then made 6 times, but gambling? What is it that they're making money from? Are they making money from getting like their sellable items or something? You work in gambling? Oh, fascinating. Even if you have enough to gamble, don't? Yeah. I honestly don't have much interest in gambling at all in real life. Like, I'll do it in the video games or something, you know, like these things. So it's the infusions that make you money? Okay, I figured. Like, I'll do gambling and like ecto gambling, but I'll never like play poker or something like that, really, for money. Not worth. It just seems like, why sign up for a rigged game? Right now, ectos are cheap. Oh, really? Ectos are that cheap? So it's worth just buying them right now? 50 silver. Is that low? I actually don't know. All of judgment. Yes, sir. Wow, really? So we're on our way under. Damn. One ecto has 7 boxes. Wait, ectos are usually 30 silver? Wait, really? It looks like my YOLO mouse crashed, so let me reopen it. It's actually open, what? Let's just reset, I guess. The silver to box ratio is cheap. Wow. Man, you're tempting me to try and gamble for some chalk confusions, man, but knowing my luck, I would not get anything. Yo, can we talk about how big that Mist Unleash was? I hit a 17k Mist Unleash on somebody. Holy fuck. That seems a little insane. Must have been right here. You need to be okay with losing. Yeah. The thing is, I'm not really okay with losing because I honestly just don't. I just don't earn enough money. Gold wise. I don't earn enough gold like on a weekly basis. I don't do money farms or really do anything creative that makes me money. I just play and make money the passive way. So I have too many goals still. Once I finish my legendaries, maybe I'll throw it away in gambling at that point. It's like, you know what, why not? Alright. I think got some content. It's got some supply, be some good boys. That was crazy. You guys see that? Death from above. That's cool. That was crazy. You tried to get into the sky scale. Yeah. Yeah, Rada's love. The original way to get the sky scale without Sota was insane. Daily IBS? Really? I kind of am not surprised somehow. Okay, I was gonna say for vision it makes sense. Nice damage to him. Grave Digger. Eternal Life Shard farming, huh? Yeah. It's worth getting the sky scale on the and all that stuff. But you know, like everything, just, you know, you chip at it away slowly. Man, I am having a hard time speaking. I need to get into the habit of doing the quick IBS strikes, to be honest. I just barely have time during the day, man. Literally barely have time during the frickin' day. My work has been crazy busy. I haven't had time to edit my fucking Renegade build guide. I finished the script. I have all the media collected. I just have to sit down and do it, but I just haven't had a second because my job is so jam-packed with stuff to do right now, and it's just driving me crazy. The only annoying part with Skyscale, the Dragonfall achievements. I don't remember that. The fast 5 is 20 minutes. Yeah, I know. I just need to get into the habit. It's one of those things where it's like once you do it like a couple of times, it's like no big deal. I've done the fast 5 like a couple of times. Honestly, I think I might need to find. I have a couple of guild slots. I think I'm gonna join a guild that just does PvE, like fractals and raids and stuff, and just kind of snipe in some runs on them. Hey, good to see you, AJ. Welcome. Reapply that util. You don't have the masteries, yeah. Yeah, I made sure to get all the IBS masteries. You're talking about the tier 3, right? I think the tier 3 is what you really needed. But yeah, I made sure to get all those. Yeah, the masteries have taken me the longest time. On masteries, I'm done. I just need to do the turtle mount at some point. That's really low on my priority list. And then finish Dragon Slayer. And I really don't care that much about Dragon Slayer. And then I do have to do the Path of Fire for Vision. You have to unlock the Sky Skill to do Path of Fire. So at some point I'm gonna be on that same grind as what you guys are roasting in chat. Love. If you leave the strikes open in the chest, they get mailed. What? If you leave the strikes without opening, the chests get mailed to you, but the loot can be better. Can you explain that? Why does the loot get better? Like a bug? Is that a bug abuse? Because if so, I'm down. I'm gonna abuse it immediately. I have no fear. All right. What's up, party people? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the chat. Kind of hot in my room. Remember? But if you open inside, you have more ingots or something. What? That is so weird. You have 2 loot tables based on whether or not you open it in the instance. It's so buggy. It makes me realize I really have no idea how loot is distributed in this game. I used to know how the loot tables worked in WoW and stuff. I don't understand why would that be? For opening it outside the instance, I don't get that. Try to find it. I mean, sure, if you want to. Be interesting. Oh, well, I can't hate these from here. No, I thought I couldn't. Wow. Free keep. Free keep. All right. Alright, what is build for Scourge? My guild is a build, but it has sword. So for Scourge, it depends. You can go, well, wait, you're asking for, okay, no specific Scourge build. So for Scourge, you can go either condition oriented, with like CC and strips, or you can go like power with like some barrier, or you can go like full healing and go like more like support oriented with barrier. I think the most common stuff is like a little bit of Condi, a little bit of celestial stats. So let me look up. Honestly, I don't play a lot of Necro, but I could probably find you the right build. Necromancer. So I'll probably start with Power Scourge, probably, since this seems like it's on. So give this a shot. Check that out. Let me know what you think about that. It's got some good information. I have checked out only 2 builds from this website so far, but they were both well written, and I agreed with most of the things they said, which is more than I can say with a lot of the other builds that are on these websites. Sometimes they say some weird stuff that I don't agree with, but this one seemed pretty good. This one is power oriented, probably a little easier to play. So wait, let me check the weapons on that. So it's recommending greatsword, which you don't have access to with no Soto, but you can probably just like put staff, and that's probably fine. And then axe focus you have access to still. So what other weapon could you use other than staff for your offhand? There's gotta be something, right? Does it even say actually in the build? No, it doesn't offer any options. Virtual Warhorn. Well, what about main hand? Yeah, that's correct, Radislav. So you're gonna have to like avoid using the greatsword since you don't have Soto. You can probably just pick anything on that weapon, on that off weapon, because I'm not sure if it's gonna matter that much. Greatsword is good, of course, but you're a power build, power Scourge. Your job is really to just do CC, strips and CC. I don't know. You're gonna lose your mind against these builds. Sorry, man. If you're having fun with the game, man, you'll get your money's worth. I promise you. It's no subscription. You get it. You unlock it forever. Just as long as you think you'll play the game, you know, for a few months at least. New expansion's coming out too, but. Oh, that's a good call. You should get it when they go on sale, man. I do agree that greatsword is a bit overrated on Necro. I honestly don't think it's like a huge deal if you don't go sword. Greatsword, you can probably go like staff. You can go like anything on the offhand. It doesn't matter that much. Necro weapons are honestly not that great. Hey, Katie. Katie, he doesn't have Soto or Janthier, so he doesn't have access to Sword or Weapon Mastery or Spear. So for Scourge, I don't know if maybe you, since you play more Necro, or you're a Necro main, what weapon? Scepter, Sword. Yeah, but Sword is offhand, you can't use it. Scepter? Maybe like Scepter Torch, I guess. That is true. You could just go Reaper and use Greatsword and just go Axe Focus Reaper. But I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything. I would say that I think Reaper's a little harder to play, but I think it's just because I'm not good at that playstyle. A lot of people are out there making Reaper work for them. So staff. Okay, that makes sense then. Yeah, that's kind of where I was thinking. I just couldn't remember all the weapons. Yeah, Greatsword only for Zerg. This gentleman is really looking for group-oriented builds. Because they tried playing Condi Soul Beast, and you know, it's really like a roaming build. So it didn't work out, I think. Yeah, I like staff too, honestly. Honestly, you might like playing that core Necro build where you just like fear people and you use staff. You do a damage when they're feared. I see that a lot. You don't even need any expansions for that, I think. I think if you use spear maybe. I'm not totally sure on that. So in that case, you do staff, okay, and greatsword for Zerg. Yeah, okay. You get more ice in the mail. Why? That's so weird. That puzzles me. Why does the loot table act differently if it goes to mail? Wow. You'll try Reaper again? Okay. Honestly, Reaper might be a good choice if your guild has, you know, some supports. With Reaper, well, honestly, I can't give any tips on Reaper, I think. But just try and get some big Reaper Shroud 4s, you know, spin that scythe around, hit that big old spin. That's like the best part of it, I think. Reaper is lots of fun. Just make sure your eyes on. Just make sure you take your soul is mine. Which one is that again? Is that the one that like it just heals for a little bit and then gives you life force? I think so. It's a shout, I guess. If your supports are pretty good, then yeah, Reaper might be the way to go. Because the only thing with Reaper is that if you don't have like great stability, if you don't have good cleansing, you can get stuck a lot. But if you're saying you trust your gang, Reaper is a good one. Spectral Grasp. Oh, Spectral Grasp. That's a good. It's a stun break too, right? Maybe that's a good stun break to use. What's that? Wait, what stun break do you use on Reaper, Katie? Because they have a shout that's a stun break, but I don't know if it's good. It does weakness, I think, right? Like you're all weaklings or something. You're constantly in Shroud. Really? You're in Shroud that much? Spectral Walk is a stun break? Oh, Spectral Grasp is the pool. That's right. It's the grabby. Dude, Reaper has so many tools too. Okay, Radoslav, you always have to have a stun break. Always, okay? I don't know what build you're using online, but make sure you always take a stun break, no matter what. At least that I recommend it. At least one stun break, and if you don't have any supports, make sure that you account for Condi Cleanse in your build. But if you're Zerging, you don't have to worry about that. You just have to worry about making sure you have a stun break in case your stability slips and you get pulled out or something like that. You know, whatever you can stun break and get back to your gang. I like Spectral Walk though, because it's kind of a stun break and Condi Cleanse, sort of. Oh wait, Doc, let me give you mod. I'm not sure if it's like gonna allow you to do that. Yeah, just moderator. All right, you should be able to link it now, Doc. Shouldn't have any trouble. I think YouTube mod stuff is weird. I don't think I've ever set it up. You thought it's mandatory? It is mandatory, Bratislav. So that's the tricky thing. All the builds online are like optimized for like a perfect scenario, meaning like your healers are very good, your firebrand is perfect, he stun breaks you, you know, that all that kind of stuff. That's why I don't really like those builds. I'll say rule of thumb, always keep one stun break in your build, no matter what. When you play Reaper, your soul is mine is a heal, Spectral Grasp, which is a pool, Spectral Walk, which is a stun break, and Condi Cleanse that converts to life force. And then depending on who you're fighting, you'll run a well or a fear ring with chill to the bone on the elite. Yeah, that makes sense. Chill to the bone is too good. You'll never not use that. Fear ring or well. Okay. It's pretty good. Give that a try, Radoslav. Katie's a Reaper player, so. World famous. The mists know her name. It trembles when she comes. Alright. You're scared now. All right. You have the power, Doc. Careful. You have the wrench, the almighty wrench. Do not fear, Katie. I have knighted you with a weapon. Okay. Let's get to the gang. I actually made it to EBG pretty quick. It's good. Thought I'd be sitting in that queue for a while. Let's get to the SMC. We gotta defend it. Hold the fort. Hold the fort. This guy's playing. This guy's a power daredevil. That is Condi. Where he was like running at me. Alright. There are in lore, but they've never been seen. Yeah, there are stories of people on horses and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Berserker. Good to see you, my friend. I think you mentioned, you said something in chat and I think I forgot to respond. Staff is more defensive and Greatsword is melee, so if your group doesn't melee much, then your damage is not going to be high. Yeah. Well, Reaper is... Well, Reaper in general is pretty melee heavy, isn't it? Ellie is the only class in Galores? Yeah, okay. We're all Revenant enjoyers in this channel, my friend. You disgusting elementalist mains. Filth. Absolute filth. Ooh, cool sword. What is that sword? I think that's good. Why are they not fighting us? Oh, enough, I guess. They go in and out of fights pretty often. The guild leader is yapping all the time. I mean, that sounds like a good thing. Going in and out of fights a lot with Reaper sounds good, right? Because you can get a lot of Reaper Shroud on combos. Storage Wars? Oh, like a, what do they call it? Like an auctioneer. I would do an impression, but honestly, I'd butcher it. I would literally butcher it. I can't speak fast, so if I tried to do an auctioneer impression, I would just be mumbling. How's the fights going tonight? Honestly, not... I mean, the fights have not been going bad. We just haven't really had any even number of fights. I think we've been kind of running over the enemy or not finding them anywhere. Reaper is definitely melee heavy, but that's the beauty of swords. Oh. You make me want to try Reaper so bad. Keep thinking about just hitting fat Shroud Force. Going back to the IBS strikes, you get... Huh. I don't understand why. I can't figure out why that would be. Maybe it just like max rolls you into sensitivity in the mail, but why does it do different items? That's what I can't figure out. I know, Shroud Force, Reaper Shroud Force... It's just life. Like Condi most of the time. I mean, Condi Reaper was good. It's fun. Okay. Oh, can't catch up with you guys in chat. Doo-doo-doo. I'm enjoying messing around with freaky coin here. Is Dragon Hunter cheaper? It's about the same, I think. What runes you got? Necro? No idea. Probably, I'm guessing Scholar, but I have no idea. You basically go Scholar or Dragon Hunter based on if your build has power or ferocity bonuses. For Vindicator, we have power bonuses, so we like having ferocity sigils. I think for Warrior, you have ferocity bonuses, so you want more power. You left for what it does now. You're funny, man. I love your dedication. It's very weird. I would love to know the spaghetti code behind all that. Alright, you had, let's see. Man, I've got a lot to catch up on. You left round 4. Alright, You're 100% recommending soda for weapons. I kind of agree. I think weapon mastery is better than spears. But I don't play all the builds, so I wasn't sure if that was the case for all the other stuff. Alright, let's see. Dragon, blah, blah, blah. There's no real difference. Yeah, there's almost no real difference. It's very minimal, minor. For Reaper, you Scholar. Yeah, I think Scholar is honestly good enough on everybody. If you're like a real nerd like me and you want to min-max, you can like pick whichever one you need more of. But usually more power is better. Also, I should mention that my builds are calculated for 25 stacks of might and full buffs and stuff like that. So, yeah, Scholar is used more often because they're not always at 25 stacks of might. Like in my roaming build, I use power. Okay, let's catch up. Yeah, I think not having mace is a big deal. I mean, the auto attack on mace is not very useful on druid. The mace 2 has some regen on it and a little bit of healing, but it's not much. The only reason you care about mace on druid is because it has a blast finisher on mace 3, and it helps you blast water fields, which does healing, which helps you get back into your celestial avatar. The best value for money is smashing a like on the stream. Oh, true. Correct. Yeah, mace 5 gives speed. Wait, really? Wait, what? Mace 5? Speed. I thought mace 5 was the days. Am I dumb? Mace 4 is the condition cleanse plus stability stack and damage around you, and mace 5 is the days, right? It gives you speed? I know that. Are you talking about Warhorn 5, Katie? Warhorn 5 is the one that gives Fury, a daze, and swiftness. I know the build that I use is staff and then mace Warhorn. I'm tired. But mace is good because it gives you a blast finisher on mace 3, which is, you know, useful. It's good, but it's not like game breaking, you know, like if you don't have mace on druid, it's not a big deal. It's like whatever. I would say that weapon mastery is good for, let's think, like it's good for Revenant because shortbow, greatsword is good on a lot of stuff. Greatsword on Necro is okay. Who wins the most out of weapon mastery? Guardian? No, Guardian gets axe. Why am I blanking on what Guardian gets? Sword offhand and longbow. So weapon mastery really is not useful in them. Oh, but the extra weapons, that's right. Weapon mastery and the extra weapon. I'm forgetting about the extra weapon. What's the extra weapon that came? So warrior got staff, guardian got pistol. Oh, pistol guardian is fun, but it's not that good. Not meta or anything. Revenant got scepter. What else? Trying to think. What did engineer get? Ranger got druid, or sorry, mace, and then I mean you get staff on the other weapons, which is good on the ranger, but it's really for roaming. Soulbeast has dagger, nobody cares really for weapon mastery, and then Untamed got hammer, which also does not really matter for weapon mastery. So weapon mastery for ranger is not that good. Guardian is like not that good. For Revenant, it's pretty good because shortbow and greatsword are actually good weapons, and they're actually good on the other builds. Thief, weapon mastery maybe, but who cares about thief? Put that entire class in the garbage. Elementalist got Warhorn from Tempest. Warhorn from Tempest. Hammer from Kata, which could be a good one to weapon mastery around. What else? Why am I sword? You got sword for Weaver. Sword is useless. Hammer is like okay-ish. Trying to think what else. Damn, weapon mastery kind of sucks. Am I crazy? Am I crazy? Weapon mastery is actually not that good. It's only good for Revenant. So you can weapon mastery Warhorn, Sword, and Hammer on Ellie, and that seems kind of shit. I think Hammer is probably the best one you can weapon mastery around. Even that is like, I'm not sure if that's really worth. And then for Necro, you got Sword, which is good weapon mastery. Okay. So Necro got Sword from weapon mastery. You got Greatsword, which is worth moving around. And then you got what was Scourge's weapon? You're gonna have to help me with that one. Oh, Rifle Chrono. Dang it, you're right. Rifle Chrono, Necro. So Chrono, Necro, and Revenant. They kind of got good stuff from weapon mastery. But what are the... Yeah, because Chrono's shield is good. Vert Dagger is good, weapon mastery. And what was the other one? What's the... Mirage? What is the Mirage weapon? Why can't I remember? What is the Scourge weapon? Am I dumb? Is it Scepter? No, it's not Scepter, right? No. Yeah, I think Necro, Mesmer, and this economy. Okay. Torch. Scourge was Torch. Torch is alright for Condi. So Necro, I think Revenant wins on weapon mastery for me, and then Necro is a close second because I like Greatsword and Dagger. Wait, did I say Dagger? I meant a Harbinger pistol. I think it's a cool weapon, even though it's not super useful. So I think Revenant, Mesmer, and Necro, and then the rest of the classes don't really get a lot out of weapon mastery. Weird. I don't know if I ever noticed that before. Condi Necros or pistol? Yeah, I can imagine like pistol torch, right, on Condi Necro, and that's why I was thinking like weapon mastery on Necro is quite good. And weapon mastery on Mesmer, let's think about that again. You got dagger, shield, and then whatever the Mirage thing was. Not bad. Mirage was Axe. Ooh, Mirage Axe is not bad, too. That is not a bad weapon. Yeah, Greatsword was great for Rev until they nerfed it. Now it's really only good on Vindicator, which is really annoying, but I still like it. It's just sad that they made it they made it basically impossible to use, because all the other stuff for all the other elite specs is just a little bit better, like Sword for Herald. Whatever. So now let's think about spear. Who's the big winner on spear? I mean, I like Revenant spear, but I don't think it's the best spear. I don't even think it's close. I think Warrior spear is probably up there. Guardian spear is pretty good, but I don't know. Guardian spear is okay, but it's a little boring. Warrior spear is good. I think it fulfills a really nice fantasy. Revenant spear is okay. It's interesting, but it's a bit of a oddball, I would say. Mechanist with spear is a big winner, probably, I think. So engineer wins on spear a bit. They really enjoy their spear, I think. I don't think it was like super popular in any of the meta builds or anything like that. But I think mechanically it was an interesting weapon. Ranger spear was kind of underwhelming. It's fun because the numbers were tuned well, but honestly not the greatest. Mesmer's win on spear. Do you think Mesmer wins? Let me think about it. Yeah, I think you're right. I think spear Mesmer might be the best one. Because let me think. Let me go heavy armor, heavy light, heavy medium light. So heavy, you got warrior spear, which is pretty good. It's like a solid A. And then you got guardian, which is like a B, and rev, which is like a solid A. It's kind of like up there with rev and warrior. I kind of feel they're a bit the same. Let's think. So then you got ranger spear, which is not bad. It's fun, but it's not like crazy. It's like a C. No, that's a B. Ranger spear's a B. Isn't Dragon Hunter useless without spear? It's not useless. It has. You would basically play the old builds, which was like scepter, or what was the offhand? Scepter torch or something. I don't remember. No, it's not torch on guardian. What was it? Scepter focus. You would play scepter focus probably. So for World, it's like, I don't know. But I was gonna say the spear mechanically a little boring, not exactly super interesting. But to continue, Ranger spear was not bad. NG spear is interesting. I feel the niche, but it's not like super popular. You are right, Radoslav. Dragon Hunter is great sword spear. But there are other options like longbow or scepter focus for the offhand weapon. It's not like a huge loss. It's still playable. Thief spear, I don't think anybody really knows much about it. I don't really see it a lot, honestly. Oh, they go sword, really? I didn't know that. They go sword in Zerg? No spear. I find that interesting. I haven't seen that. So then the light armor classes with spear, you got Mesmer, which I think the Mesmer spear is really good. Animations are really cool. It's strong. Although we're not really thinking about balance, are we? Nah, we're not. We're really thinking about just design. LE spear, I don't think really hit the mark for me. I honestly think it's kind of one of the lowest. So Mesmer spear is probably like a A or S, probably A, high A. LE spear is probably a C. It's like fine, you know, boring a little bit. Animations are like kind of pretty, but yeah. Doc, are you talking about Zerging or roaming? Because you would not want teleports in Zerging. You use spear in Zerg. You use sword for your roaming. You're surprised? Weird. Wonder why that is. Because like it doesn't really have great synergies. Sword offhand is not great with Dragon Hunter for any reason. I don't see why you would even want teleports in Zerg either. Anyway, I don't know. Maybe that might be something weird they're cooking. Might be something that I check out later. Who knows? Maybe in a month or two I'll be playing this weird sword build. All right, hey TJ, welcome to the stream. No problem, when the stream ends you can always rewind, so no worries. Oh, you couldn't tell the offhand. What would they do offhand for power DH? Shield or something? Because of the focus, because of the shield exploding on the 5? I don't know. I can't believe they dropped spear. That's pretty crazy. And if they drop spear on Dragon Hunter, that's kind of a failure of the balance system, for the balance for ANET, to be honest. Their new X-Pac weapon is not very good at all on any of the Guardian builds, really. I don't know if any Guardian builds using spear now, if that's the case. Other than power DH. What's the last... Well, I'm tripping. What's the last light armor? Oh, Necromancer. The Necromancer Spear was not super great. If I had to put Necromancer Spear, it's probably like a C. I'd probably put the LE Spear on D and the Thief Spear on D. Those are probably my lowest. LE and Thief, I thought they were both boring. Healbrands. Oh, I see. Healbrands use Spear. We don't play with Healbrands in my group, I think. Alright. Spear only works on Harb. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Spear worked out very well on Necro, sadly. They didn't really have a great design from the beginning. I'm not surprised they didn't work out. So most Healbrands play hybrid, so they don't use Spear. Yeah, most of ours don't use Spear, I think. I think they play X Torch. I'm actually not totally sure what the fuck. I don't really play Firebrand a lot. Boom, 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 boom. Boom. All right, you've been seeing heal Vindies. Yeah, I mean, you know, my guild leader was talking about heal Vindi earlier. Surprisingly, we don't really have any heal Vindi mains in our group, which kind of sucks because I wish we had like one support Vindicator main. You know, somebody who just really likes to play it, but we don't. But apparently, the came across somebody who was like doing some crazy numbers on heal Vindi, which is cool. All right. Attacking our boy. 2 supports. Incoming shield. Oh, wow. Damn. All right. May not go too ham. Got destroyed. Bag farm. $18 downs. Doing staff cannon damage. Man, it is hard. It is hard to hard not for me not to love playing Renegade or Vindicator, man. Just it's too much fun. You jump back on Rev, but it's been tough roaming without staff. Oh man, you roam with staff. Skreb. I don't roam with staff actually. I play really offensively. I basically play well, my playstyle may not work for a lot of people, but the way I play is I play Vindicator or I play Renegade or even Herald. I play Power or Condi if you want, usually Power. And I play Shortbow Spear. And when I play Vindicator, I try and go in and get an assassination and then, you know, dodge, block, evade until their cooldowns are done and then go in again. Try and kite them. If I'm playing Renegade, you want to go in for a big old, like, you know, like Ice Razor, Dark Razor combo. If they survive that, then you just gotta tank up until you can try again, basically. All right. Alright. But you're using staff, so what does that mean? Does that mean like my problem with staff is that it's completely defensive when you use it? Yeah, you have pretty much no offensive pressure, so people tend to see you as like a sitting duck with staff. Can't avoid any bursts. Well, to be honest, the only advice for that is just getting used to like what the timings are like, and if you're dying to the bursts before you can kind of like cycle again, consider adding more toughness and vitality to your build while sacrificing power and ferocity. And then basically just go like full Marauder and some Demolisher, and then slowly remove some of that and go a bit of Berserker. That would be my recommendation. And that would basically teach you how to do the dance of battle, and then you can like slowly increase how much damage you're doing. The rep stun breaks are bad. Well, they're not bad, they're just, you have to be ready for them, like plan. Like if you're playing Vindicator, just make sure you're never under 30 energy. I guess rule of thumb, never be under 30 energy if you're expecting the enemy to have an engage on you or a CC coming soon. What was I gonna say? Renegade stun breaks are okay, but when you look at the other legends, like Dwarf Stance, doesn't really have a good stun break, really. You mentioned you're working on legendaries, but you don't PvE. Yeah, that's correct. I mean, I do PvE, but I don't do a lot of PvE. But I do generate most of the materials for my legendaries to do world for world. Shiro stun break is, you know, it'll mess you up because it moves you back, right? But Demon Stance stun break sucks. I mean, it's not great. I don't know. I feel like Vindy's the best ref build for roaming because of the stun breaks are more reliable. Oh, half the time you Shiro stun break, it gets used twice. Yeah, it happens to me too, and it's because you're spell queuing it. I have tried to learn to be more like not to spam it, like press it a couple of times and then give it space. If you learn how to do that, then it won't do it anymore. But yeah, that happens to me a lot. Still happens to me too, to be honest. I'm sure you've seen it. What time is it? 12:30. Did you have any questions about legendary crafting, Radislav? I'm gonna go kill him. Get him! Get him, boys. Speed him up. You didn't know you can mainly PvP? Yeah, you can. So, for the armor, there's World armor, which is legendary armor. For the weapons, you generate gold, which you generate gold and other items, and you can sell them, and then you can buy what you need for your legendary weapons, whichever one you're choosing. They're all different. For the accessories, you can get the back piece from World. You can get the amulet for free by doing PvE. There is a PvP amulet, I think, too, if you want to do, you know, like SPvP, structured PvP. There's a PvP ring, a World ring, and then the two accessories are both PvE, unfortunately. Yeah, the PvE back piece is a bitch. But to be honest, my recommendation, if you don't really care about what the legendaries look like, World armor, World back piece, Conflux, and then do this PvE Prismatic Champions amulet, because it's just free and just requires you to do all the story. Basically, you have to do a bunch of the stuff, but all the way up to Ender Dragons. Oryx is prettier. For the ring, you can get another Conflux, or you can get the PvP ring as well. But I think I'm just gonna do the second Conflux probably. The two accessories are both from. I love hitting Jade Winds, man. Holy schmoly. Oh, man. That's right, I'm gonna run back. Let me catch up with you fellas. You did the PvP back. Vision is the ring. No, Vision is the accessory, yeah. So if you got it from PvP, you just spam World. Yep, pretty much. It's a little more complicated than that. You have to basically craft all the materials that you get from World Reworld into all the right stuff. But yes, you can play just World Reworld and SPVP and earn everything you need to earn your legendary. Not to worry, Katie. Not to worry. All right. I'm at 177 mystic coins, ballistic coins. Here, assuming at 250 I can start a match. You can basic in my opinion, no, but it's not as big a deal as you might think it is. What I would do for you is you can basically craft them. You can condense the material into more expensive stuff, which is going to save space. So you basically craft them into more expensive stuff and then keep on building the materials until you have everything you need. When I built my first legendary, I only had 500 space slots or whatever it's called. Open world Heart of Thorns is rough, dude. Down by you. Oh, okay, down. GG's for me. Alright, that's enough for me. I'm not gonna run back again. That was a little boring. Let's see. You got all the stuff for raid armor, but you need to open world Heart of Thorns. Why? I don't know. Well, I mean, open world Heart of Thorns is kind of. If you don't have mounts, it's rough. Everything from Living World Season 1. I agree that I kind of agree actually that the Living World Season 1. I do like some Heart of Thorns stuff, like I don't know. I actually did like Verdant Brink and Dragon Stand. I don't know. All right, Radoslav, yeah, I like fighting to get my stuff, but when I see a guide where I have to scroll for minutes straight, and it's just Radoslav, let me show you some real quick, my friend. I'm gonna. Do you have Blish HUD? Do you have Blish HUD? Because I'm gonna relog real quick, and I'll turn it on. Let me show you real quick something that might help you. I might have shown it to you already, but it helps. You do? Okay. So there's a module called Mystic Crafting, Radoslav, that should help you. Yeah, I'll show you how it works. It'll make it real clear for you how, like, what your path forward is for your legendaries. So hopefully this makes sense. Okay. All right. So there's an add-on here called Mystic Crafting. Okay. And what you can do here is you can go through every item in the game and set it to a favorite. Anyway, so if you want to do, for example, Vision, or actually I already have it on here. Let's just pick something. Let's pick Conflicts, I guess. Real simple. Let's say you want to go for the ring first for some reason, right? When you click it, it tells you how much it's going to cost you if you buy all the material based on what you have right now. It has your API key, so it checks your bank and your all that. So it just tells you that you need a Mistband, and then you need these three other items in the Mystic Forge. So then you have here the Gift of Conquering, which you can see here that you get from a Vision Crystal, which you get from crafting. Memory of Battle you get by playing World Reworld. Gift of Battle you get by World Reworlding, and then also a Legendary Spike that you get by World Reworlding. Okay. And then the next one here is the Mystic Tribute, which is basically the money sink usually. So 250 Mystic Coins, which costs around 330 gold. And then 77 Clovers. Then you need 2 of these Gift of Condensed Essences of Might and Magic, which these are the 250 of the of all the fangs and scales and all that. If you're wondering how this is made by this. So it's made with a Gift of Blood, which is used, which you use all the other tiers of the bloods to upgrade, basically. So you'll get all of these gifts over time, basically. So the Gift of Condensed Might and Magic you get as you play, and you can convert them into these over time, saving you your 250 slots I was talking about in the bank. Mystic Clover and the coin are time gated, or you buy them with gold. Time gated really is what I would say you should worry about them. I wouldn't worry about buying them. And then the last item here is the Gift of the World. The Gift of the World here is basically also another little bit of a dump. So you need to buy some items from the World Reworld vendors. You need to buy a Gift of the Mists, or create one, which I think you craft it with the Cube of Stabilized Dark Energy, Gift of Battle, and Gift of War. So just a bunch of random stuff, but this helps you keep track of it. Anyway, so hopefully this makes more sense. This helps you kind of figure out where you're at on your goals. So like if I wanted to make a legendary sigil, it's just going to cost me 80 gold, which is a very compelling argument to make one, by the way. No, I need to save my Mystic Clovers. But yeah. So yeah, it's a couple of things, but you get them over time, you know, and I really wouldn't worry. Like, once you start noticing your bank is kind of full, basically craft these gifts of blood, venom, totems, and dust, and eventually you'll have what you need for this. Then eventually you'll get the mystic coins and the clovers, and then the rest of the stuff you'll get by playing World v World. So World v World, money/time, and then buy the item from the vendor. So first, the conflicts for me is obviously 0 and it says it's 180 gold for you. Wait, it's 180 gold? That's pretty good. You can't craft a second one without the first one, so I'm guessing that's probably why. But yeah, this is a pretty straightforward way to kind of keep you going. All right, sorry. Some people in my guild are talking. All right. So that is what I do to get my legendaries. So right now, I think my next goal is to get to 250. My next goal is Aurora. I already have everything for Aurora. It just says 0. Oh, make sure that you have, you go to your settings. Hold on. You have to give it your API key. So hold on, let me remember how to do that. How do you do that crap? Mystic crafting. How do you give it your API key? I forget. Under Blish, right? Man, I do not remember this. The API permissions are checked for you. When you go down here to this part right here where it says data is loaded by the API every few seconds, does it say like it's trying to load your account stuff? Make sure you can right click and hit reload. The next one for me is I was saying is Aurora. I finished all the PvE stuff for it. I have the Spark of Sentience. I just need to get the Mystic Tribute once I get the coins and clovers. Ah, it's here, isn't it? Yeah. There you go. Manage API keys. It's somewhere here. Yeah, I'm guessing it's this one. Can't do the Druid instance. You didn't do the Druid instance for Aurora? Yeah, I did it. I don't know. Honestly, I'm surprised I did that one. I think when I realized that it was gonna take like 21 days, I was too far in, and I decided I was just gonna muscle through. So what? So the gift of energy or sentience is not so bad to get. And the gift of the Draconic Mastery, this is the one that I have this. Yeah, I have all of these. So basically, once I get this Mystic Tribute, I can craft this. Which would be good. That'd be kind of a load off getting an accessory out of the way. 3 days of arts. Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of ass, but I don't think I realized how bad it was until I was already like at that step, and I was like, oh no, and I just decided to do it. Just doing my dailies real quick. Just gonna grab these rune stones real fast before I head out for the day. It's on 1 a.m. Ooh, do I have a work meeting tomorrow morning? I didn't even check. Yeesh. That's a whoopsie if I do have a 7 a.m. meeting. Even if it was 3 day parts, yeah. Apparently we're going over some logs or something. Take a look at some logs. Interesting. Hold on, let's do some stat review with the guild real quick. This is my guild leader going through these, by the way, not me. $18 downs, 13 next, 10 next. Pretty good. 8 almost double the next guy is pretty high. But honestly, these numbers don't matter, and because we didn't really fight like a Zerg. We were kind of fighting people who were defending, so. I hit some crazy numbers today. I hit a 17k. I don't think I've ever hit a 17k in my life on Vindicator. I don't ever remember hitting a 17k. So on anything other than Spear Elite on Vindy, I hit a 17k greatsword too. That's a record for me, I think. Don't know if that's the max. Maybe a bit higher, but I've never seen it in the logs. Some funnier stats here. Drinking a little bit of water here. Holy crap. Oh, I actually have some total for the whole night stats, I think. Is that what this is? Yeah, this is for the whole night. Look at this. Oh, this is fascinating. I'm number 2 total damage. 7 million and then 7 million and then drops off to 5.2 million. Look at that. The Lord of DPS. Yo, this guy is cranking on this catalyst. Not gonna lie. Offensive stats. What is this? Downs targets. I downed 100 targets today. This is cool. I have killed 46 of my targets. That's a fascinating stat. This is interesting. What is this one? Downs contribution. So damage that dealt that led to a downs on the top. That's the most important meter right there. If you're a damage dealer, this downs contribution one is probably one of the most important ones. This means that my damage affected a kill, which is good. The median tiff. What is this? Damage 2 tower 2 are downs. So I was up there. Look at that CC, dude. 80 CCs. That was the second highest CCs in the whole night. What? That's wild. That seems weird. Like in Shiro. Actually, I was demon stance a lot, wasn't I? What is this? Outgrowing hard crowd control. What is the difference though between this? Huh? Oh, time. How much time it was. Interesting. So theirs lasted longer, but I did more hits, basically. Weird. What? What does this say? That's not right. Oh, this is by one person. All right. The game crashed apparently in the background. What the? Zerker is lagging. These reports are a little funny because I think some of us were dead and running back and stuff. So honestly, these are kind of hard to judge because we're fighting roamers mostly. What the fuck? All right. Oh, I don't know what. I don't know why I pressed the Bond of Faith there. It's an accident, really. All right. All right, guys. Honestly, went to minimize this. There we go. Not showing anymore. All right, guys. It's 1 a.m., so I think I'm gonna hit the goodbye danceroni. Dude, I dance here like every time because I always do this daily before I go to bed. Hello? Get me up there. Anyways, guys, hope you guys are pumped for this Friday. This Friday we have the Conduit and all the other release specs in beta. I'm looking forward to the beta on Friday. It's August 20th. You guys are not aware. Let me double check that's on Friday. Am I tripping? Oh, it's a Wednesday. Sorry. Next Wednesday. Why did I think it was on Friday? What made me think that? Anyway, Conduit beta, all new elite specs beta next week on a Wednesday. I'm looking forward to trying that out, getting my ideas on Conduit. I'm gonna try to submit a bunch of tickets and feedback and stuff, and I don't know, do my due diligence. I really want Raza to be good. And right now it has a good idea, but it's like, you know, it needs refinement, you know, it's close. So I'm looking forward to Amalgam. I'm looking forward to Gale Shot, Conduit. I'm like lukewarm on, kind of like on the positive side, but like not super excited on Conduit. What else? Is there anything else that's like jumping out at me? Honestly, not really. The Amalgam, Conduit, maybe Troubadour support and Ritualist build, whatever, if it's support or Condi or whatever, that's probably be fun, but it's kind of low on my testing. I think I'm gonna go, I'll do Conduit first, and then Gale Shot, and then Amalgam, and then if I have time to test other stuff, I'll try to test the rest of these in no specific order. Luminary, Troubadour, Ritualist, and then that's it. And then I'll leave the last three, like Paragon, Antiquarian, Evoker, for somebody else to figure out, because I don't really like those. I think Paragon, oh sorry, I shouldn't say I don't like Paragon, that's not very accurate. I do like Paragon, but I'm not interested in testing it. I'm interested in testing the build once it's like, you know, a build. But it doesn't look like a kind of build I'm gonna like love theory crafting on, but it'll be a fun option to try. All right, party people, I will see you all on Wednesday. Hope you guys take care of yourselves. Things are going well for you. Thanks, Doc. Thanks, Archie. Oh, I see Archie. Would you alter the Untamed opener at all if you know your team has a really hard bomb? I feel like by the time I've gone to use the Unleash Hammer, half the time it wiped out half the squad. Well, Archie, you're basically complaining about winning too hard. So if you're asking like what's the highest spike opener, you're always going to want your highest spike opener is going to be Unleash Spear, and then Weapon Swap Greatsword, or sorry, Hammer 1. That's going to be your fastest way to get your bursts. You can throw your spores down at any time, throw your 4-3-2 on Hammer at any time. But you really want to get those spores going. You really want to get the ambushes started, because the ambushes are what lead into the rest of your damage. Wait, what? We had a really high KDR. .03. Oh man. Alright guys, I will jump out. Looking good on the meter. Oh, looking good on the meter is the end game. Okay, so if your goal is to look good on the meter, then yeah, spear ambush, weapon swap, hammer ambush, drop spores, hammer 4-3-2. That's probably the fastest way you can possibly show up on the meter if you're running out of enemies to kill. All right, guys. See you later. You guys take care. See you next time. I'll be around on Wednesday.
somewhat famous back in the day. We also conquered a god.
Correction. Shiro thought he was a god, but I assure you